Alright, so log loading advanced. So I have this is just base game stuff. There's more to it. There's probably mods you can use and whatnot. This is every way that you can load logs in the base game. We'll go ahead and demonstrate everything. This right here is going to be our Tele Handler. And this is the actual log fork for it. I'm not a big fan of it, but that's what you get. Now this is the little loader. It takes the same actual log grapple as the tractor does over there. This one right here is the skid steer grapple. It does a really good job. This is, like I said, that little loader over there takes the exact same one as your farm tractor. And it's not too bad. It does okay. Now these trailers here, we'll demonstrate them, but these are going to be for loading purposes. This trailer here I'll use for the probably the skid steer, maybe the little loader, just to demonstrate them. Maybe try to load one of these with it, and then we'll demonstrate both of these as well, because these are the ways to load as well. And then we'll demonstrate this truck, because that's actually what it's for. It's a pretty good option. And then we've got our long log trailer right here that we'll demonstrate, and we'll load, and we'll use the loaders for it. So we've got the large, which I've built a fence and I've put the logs in there. That way we can actually scoop them up. If you don't have a way to do that, this thing's actually hard to use. If you do, this thing is really good. Now these loaders here are modified. I've modified these. These will be available at AmericanEaglesModding.com. The log grapples are all normal. I haven't messed with them. For 19, I did make a mod for this. I made it a lot stronger. That way it would actually hold whatever you grappled, but I have not made one. So this is all base game attachments. So we'll go ahead and we'll get started. Let's just pull this little trailer up here, and we'll use these little machines over here. We'll throw some logs on one or two of them and just kind of demonstrate that real quick. That way you can see that in action. And it depends on what you're doing too. If you're just trying to play, I don't know, the role play stuff, or you don't have much money, or you don't want to use money mods, or whatever the reason being, this is a really, really, really good option. This machine here does a really good job. Like I said, these logs are just a little bit long for this, but you can't actually cheat. I don't know if you knew this or not, but we'll go ahead and share this with you. Well, alright, so we'll just start over and pick up a different log. But I have, I've done a logging from scratch stuff. I've got some videos of it. Well, having some trouble. Usually don't have much trouble with this thing, but you can lay them on like this. You just have to cut them shorter, but you can actually cheat, and you could lay them on the long way. We'll go ahead and get this thing scooted out of the way. So you can actually load them like this with this little trailer. This not really cheating, but I didn't give myself enough room. But you can actually, in a bind, you can lay these on there just like that, and it'll hold quite a bit. And this skid steer, I do think it will load those other trailers too. So this just kind of a start from scratch base thing. If this is all the money you got, this little trailer is an option. It's not the best, but it is an option. we'll put this right here. We'll just leave that there. So we'll just, this is a way to haul. So that's the only reason I showed this little trailer. It's not the best, but it does work. And I've used it. So we'll put this thing over here and get it out of the way. Let's go ahead and we'll pull this up here. This is also a modified Mack truck that you can find in American Eagles modding as well. Really, really nice truck. I really like it. Now, you can use these booms. I'm a big forwarder fan, so I myself think that is the best way. But I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate all ways to load. So these little trailers here, we won't probably use the booms, but we will go ahead and demonstrate the other machines. So this one here, that trailer over there is a little bit taller, but if you're using the skid steer, a little loader, this thing's about right. So, and like I said, I kind of like the cranes. I'm pretty good with them. The actual grapples, if you're not very good with them, then this might be the way you want to log, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's that one. So we'll go ahead and put this thing over here. And we'll crawl over here and we'll just go ahead and demonstrate another one. The skid steer does a pretty good job. This thing here, honestly, up until this little demonstration, I've never really even used it. It seems like this would be a pretty good little loader. All right, and then we got this here loader. We'll seems to be a pretty good little loader, and we'll give it a try here. And I don't know. Nah, I don't know. It'd be close. I don't know if you could load the big trailers with this. It'd be pretty close. Guess if you were in a pinch, you could. But yeah, it seems to be a pretty good little loader though. Oops. They won't let go. Alright, well we'll make another attempt at that. We'll come over here and we'll just pick it back up and try again. There we go. That's a little better. We can get that shoved down in there a little bit better than that though. Alright, well, moving on. Like I said, I know there's probably some other mods out there, log loaders, there's probably all kind of stuff. This is just basically base game, what you've got out there, your options, choices for loading. And I mean, there's obviously there's all kinds of different telehandlers. This is the biggest one. I'm pretty partial to it because it's kind of more like a loader. So, but this is just generally representing the telehandler in general. Like I said, honestly, this would be really nice if it had a better grapple because this thing's a monster. For a telehandler, it's kind of more like a loader. Really, it's like a big load, like a pretty good sized loader, really. I really, really like this thing for hay, but yeah, if it had a better grapple. But I guess it's okay. They've done a little bit to it. It used to not be very good. This grapple didn't. But I'll go ahead and give this thing a try. I ain't really wanting to let go. Okay. So yeah, I'm not a real big fan of that one either. For some reason, it's like it doesn't want to let go of it. Okay, well, moving on. There's your Tele Handler. So we've got a little front end loader, we got a skid steer, we've got the Tele Handler. Well, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and do this one. We'll demonstrate. We'll go ahead and demonstrate the trailer. Let's just go ahead and demonstrate it first. And then we'll demonstrate this tractor. So, let's see. We better put the jacks down. Otherwise, you'll tip over and it's just not a good thing. There we go. So, honestly, these are the best way, these type of machines. I mean, unless you just don't like the grapples, but I'm pretty partial to them. So really, this is probably the easiest way to load, in my opinion, is use a grapple. But not everybody likes them, probably. So if you don't, then by all means, we've got the loader options, and that's why I'm demonstrating them, so that you can see what your options are. But this is a way to load, so we'll just share it as well. But these are definitely, if you've got your stacks of wood set up pretty good, these are definitely the way to go. If you like them, I mean, you may not like them, and that's fine. But we'll go ahead and demonstrate them. So there's that. And we'll just put this right here. Probably just go ahead and back this thing up all together. Just get it right over here. And we'll load it up with this here farm tractor. Now, depending on the farm tractor you got, you know, this is like a 400 horse tractor, and then it's got a weight on it. So we got some pretty good weight. So we kind of got a little bit of a powerhouse here. So this might not be too bad. This is actually probably better than, which I've used them. When I started logging from scratch, this is what I was using. Not the John Deere, but I was using the farm tractor, and it did a pretty darn good job. So this is a good option too. I mean, and depending on if you're just trying to clean up your farm or whatever, you're already going to have a tractor, so this might even be a better option for you. But they definitely work good. That's for sure. So there's a farm tractor option. Like I said, depending on the tractor that you got too, I mean, you got like I said, this is 400 horse tractor right here, and I've got a lot of weight, so it's a good option too. We'll go ahead and we'll get this thing here out of the way. We'll move it on over here. So that brings us on to, we've demonstrated all these machines here. We'll move over here and we'll test out this one. And this trailer here, we'll go ahead and put the jacks down. We'll go ahead and demonstrate this thing too. It is an option. It's not a bad trailer. It doesn't have the reach that the Elsa, I believe is how it's pronounced. But it's a good little trailer. Definitely a good one to start with. There we go. Alright, so we'll put this here. Get this thing out of the way. Now it leaves us down to, we've got this truck, the log loading truck, and then we've got the loaders over there, and then we'll get down to my favorite. Now this thing here is good. This is a good option. It's a pretty good truck. The grapple's pretty good. So it's not bad. And it will pull a trailer. So you can actually put a dolly on it and you can pull a log trailer. So you can actually load the truck and the trailer with this machine. So that's an option too. And I mean, this is a pretty good option too. I think it's pretty expensive, but this is a good option. If you like the cranes. If you don't like the cranes, then probably a log truck and trailer is probably a better option for you. But if you do, and depending on how long you're going to haul, these are 6-meter logs, and I think you're kind of pushing the bar with 8 on this truck. I don't think it likes 8 meters. If I remember right, I might be off. But it'll do 6-meter all day long, so you're good with 6s. And, it's your preference. This is, like I said, this is another way to load. If you're good with the grains, probably a good option. I generally use the forwarders, so I don't really have a use for this truck. I generally use a forwarder, and then I forward straight into the trailers, which I will demonstrate that as well. Put that in there. There we go. But if you don't have a forwarder, don't want a forwarder, or if you do have, or whatever it may be, this is definitely a good option for you. So just yet another, and it's got some pretty good reach on it too. So it is really good. So yet another option. All right. Now we will fold this thing up and go ahead and get it out of our way. And then we will move on to these over here machines. Now, we're going to use this truck. This is a modified 5678 log trailer, as you can see here. It's the normal in-game trailer stretched out, and then the bunks have been changed to where it will haul 5, 6, 7s, or double 8s. So you can do 2 stacks of 8s or 2 stacks of 6s or 5s. I think if you're really, really careful, I think you can put 5s in the front, 6s in the middle, and 5s in the back maybe. But I think you can haul 16.5 or 17-meter logs will fit in this trailer. Alright, so we will use this truck for the rest of our demonstrations. And like I said, you can get this trailer right here at AmericanEaglesModding.com. It is out and ready to be used. Let's just demonstrate this loader. Like I said, these loaders are modified. So they'll pick up a little bit more than the base because they're a little heavier and they got more power. But that's okay. Anyway, that's what we're just demonstrating the loading of it. And like I said, this attachment, this is a base game attachment, so it's not modified in any way at all. We're going to try to keep our logs as straight as we can so we don't make a mess, but yeah. So if you've got a bigger loader like this, or you're using log trailers like this is probably a better option for you anyway. It's using this loader. There we go. Now, another thing about this trailer, just kind of talking it up, I guess. I spaced them out whenever I made it so that you could do this. So you can literally come in and take full length logs out. So if you're hauling 16 meter or 15, 16 meter logs, you can just take them straight out with this loader. There's that one. So we'll go over here and we'll demonstrate this. Like I said, these are all base game attachments, so they are what they are. And like I said, they're not modified at all in any way. This little grapple does okay. I don't know. It's probably better suited for a smaller machine, really. It seems a little bit small for this machine, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and demonstrate it anyway. I haven't really used it. I mean, I messed with it a little bit, but if we can get a couple logs with it. No, it ain't wanting to happen. But anyway, so we got one, which that's not like super productive or anything, but it is what it is, what it let us have. We'll come right in here. Well, if it'll open up. There she goes. Alright, well, there's that one demonstrated. Now comes to my favorite. This is actually my favorite way to do it. And this is if you like forwarders. If you like forwarders, then this is just the way to do it. Just the way I like to do it. I mean, I use the forwarders, so it's just easier for me to do this right here. This trailer here will haul 2 of this forwarder full, so one in the front and one in the back. But if you like the forwarders, then this is, in my book, the easiest way to load and unload your trailers. And like I said, this is a modified forwarder, so it's not available yet. But once it is, it'll make your job a lot easier. But this, in my opinion, is just the easiest way. But you know, it just depends on how your log operation is too. You know, I mean, I started from scratch and I was using loaders, and I loaded that way. I've played multiplayer and we loaded that way. It's just whatever your personal preference is. But I had a little video on log loading, but it wasn't very advanced, I guess. I'm just going to say it's a little more advanced, as I've showed you pretty much every way in the base game that you can load logs. Whether it be loaders, grapples, trailers, forwarders. But this is every way in the base game. Like I said, I know there's mods. There's probably, you got some favorite machines or from 19 and you've got them ported over, or whatever it may be. I've always just kind of done what you're seeing me do right now. I've modified these, and this is pretty much what I've always used. I've used a lot of stuff. I've used a lot of other people's mods, but this is kind of my preference. But that's going to do it for the log loading. We've pretty much demonstrated everything there is to demonstrate. Different ways, trailers, different ways to handle them. So there's an option in here for you. I mean, whatever works best for you. Maybe you weren't sure you could do certain things, or certain machines did what I did or showed you. Well, I hope you just have a little better understanding now. I hope maybe this will help you in the future with your logging operation, or whatever it is you need to do, and has to do with trees and logging. So I hope this helps somebody. Thanks.